Turon. We're here at the World Food Championships. How you doing today?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Ready to get it on. Ready to get it on.
So, what are you going to be competing and making today?
Man, I'm in the burger category, and I'm making one of the best burgers in the world today, man. Got some bacon jam infused buns. Got some sriracha and grape jelly glazed bacon. I'm making my own beef blend on site for brisket, wagyu beef, and oxtail. So it's going to be something crazy.
And how many years you been competing?
It's my 9th year, man. I've been top 10 all years. Now it's time for the #1 spot.
And how many people compete?
It's about 25 to 30 chefs compete in my category.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, good luck today. I hope you kill it.
I will. Thank you.
And make it tasty.
Oh, of course.
Mrs. Cummins, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Very proud.
Your son is here, rocking
Yes.
it out, making burgers and bacon.
Okay.
How many times have you been able to actually see him at one of these competitions?
Well, this is the first one for me to see him, but he usually will have a lot of other ones. So basically, he was just telling me and his father about him. So I know he would do a good job and everything. So yeah.
So when he was growing up, when did you start to see the culinary, interior really start to come out?
I would say when he was really young, like about 5 or 6 years, because he really liked cooking with his father. So yeah.
So what's some of the things they used to cook together?
They would make burgers, French fries, and then he would show them how to make breakfast and pancakes and different things. So yeah. So they just love to cook together, and so he knows I'm not really a cooker, so I was more of the home improvement person. So
right. What's some of the favorite things that you've requested him to make over the years? Because you know he makes it great.
Well, usually he makes the chicken and noodles very good, and lasagna, and burgers or whatever he wants to cook. I'm just happy whatever he makes for me. Yeah, I'm just really glad he's making it for me. So.
What do you love making?
I really don't do too much cooking too much, but now since my husband died, so I try to make a lot of salmon and try to eat a lot of salads and things like that. So yes.
Nice. Well, I wish you some luck today, and I'm glad you got to come down and support.
Thank you, and I really appreciate you interviewing me, and I'm proud of both of my Turon and Sean for being here. Yeah.
Well, hope we win. Hopefully at least he gets top 3.
I hope he wins.
Hi, Elizabeth. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
So your husband's in the competition.
Yes.
Turon Cummins.
Yes.
How many of these competitions have you been to over all the years? How many do you think?
First. This is my first one. So he started in 2016 when our son was just born.
Okay.
And so because it's in Texas, we've never had an opportunity to come. So what we've done is just kind of stayed behind and watch him from the sidelines. This is the first time he comes to Indy, so we were able to travel down.
And you live up in Chicago, is that right?
I do.
And what are the names of your children?
Mia and Christian.
So obviously if you're married to a chef,
yes,
you can get a lot of very unique things that he could surprise you with over the years. What's one of the favorite things that he makes you that you always ask him to make?
Breakfast.
Breakfast?
So it's actually breakfast, believe it or not. His spreads have always been intense. So breakfast, eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, potatoes, bread, pancakes, you name it. That's the best.
What about the kids? What do they ask him to create? Anything unique?
Burgers.
Burgers?
Burgers. Burgers. It's always burgers for them. Everything he makes is good. Steak. Actually, I'll take that back. Burgers and steak. Okay. His steak is amazing. Amazing. We've done a lot of home cooked dinners where it's just steak, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's better than a restaurant.
So how would you describe his work ethic and drive and just things that you noticed how he is being a chef and running 2 different restaurants and also food trucks and everything else that he does?
I can see that with a strong work ethic, I can see that he got it from his parents, his mom and his dad. Work ethic, amazing. And so focus on what you have to do what you say what you do. And that's him. That's what he does every day. So
Well, Elizabeth, I'm really glad you were able to come down and
thank you.
check him out for the first time live
Thank you.
at the competition. Hopefully he ranks again.
Yes.
He does every year, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, good luck to Turon.
Thank you.
Hi, Cindy. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
So you're on Team Indiana.
I am indeed.
So how long have you been a part of the organization? And you've got a couple different chefs you're helping out here and supporting. Who are they?
Yeah. So we've got, so I've been competing with the team since 2015. Craig Baker and I started Team Indiana back in 2015 with a very small group of chefs, about 3. Now we have about 19 on our team. So Turon is cooking and burger now. I was yesterday in desserts. We've got folks in every single category at World Foods this year. We've got chefs from Northwest Indiana, Fort Wayne, Bloomington, and a bunch of us here in Central Indiana.
So what's your background?
My background is crazy background. I'm from Northern Indiana, moved down to Indianapolis to go to Butler a lifetime ago. I have a master's in a whole other area, and about 20 years ago, I quit all of that to attend an amazing pastry school, the French pastry school, and I've been self-employed ever since. I own a bakery here in Indianapolis.
What's the name of the bakery?
Circle City Sweets.
Circle City Sweets.
Yep.
Where's that located?
We're at the AMP at 16 Tech.
Oh, you're in the AMP as well.
Yep.
All right, so how long have you known Turon?
Probably since the beginning. I mean, I met him the very first year I competed in Florida back in 2015. And Turon's just become, we're all like brothers and sisters together now. We've all been working together, cooking together. He has businesses in the AMP too, so I see him almost every day at work. But I've known him a long time.
So what do you think sets him apart as a chef?
He's just very creative. He thinks very much outside the box. I'm a baker. I'm a left brainer. I do not think that way at all. I'm all math and science. These guys blow my mind because they just think of flavors and just bring things together, and they're so creative. And Turon's just passionate in what he does. He uses great products, and he does it the right way.
So what are the...
And I make all of his burger buns for a chef at the AMP.
As far as like the previous years,
Yeah.
what are some of the creations that Turon has made over the previous years?
Well, it's funny. When Turon first started doing this, he had a bakery up in the Chicago area where he was based out of at the time, do this red pina colada burger bun, and it really set him apart from everybody else. And we were kind of joking earlier, it was funny then, a few years ago, all of a sudden people started doing red burger buns. So Turon gave that up and went on to other creative things, but he kind of started a wave of that back in 15 or so.
Well, Cindy, I really appreciate your kind words about Turon and supporting Craig and
Yep.
the whole Team Indiana movement for making the best culinary in the U.S.
You got it. Thank you.
You got it.
Hi there. Doing well. How are you? It's fun. Yeah, absolutely it is. Right now I like this guy. Yeah, he's the only. I've been watching the French team here. Yeah. They're fascinating me. Yeah, what? And then I've been watching the two teams on the very end.
Where is it fascinating?
I watched him put onions and something else into a foamer, and curious to see what that's going to be. Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you what it is inside? There is lobster, steak, and salad.
Okay.
I do not put the same
Salad.
yeah. There is like popcorn.
Popcorn. Okay. Interesting.
Popcorn.
Okay. Nice. All right. Now I just want to try it. Okay.
That looks good.
right now, y'all. So they back up with the judges. They're back there with the judges. They sampling the food.
Yes, chef.
Excellent.
My name's Sean. Hey, you guys did phenomenal today. I hope you win. Turon Cummins, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man.
So we're here at the Bull Grill, and you're making something very unique that you don't make all the time. What are you making right now?
So I'm doing a special, which is our signature loaded pineapple bowl. We sell them a lot at the festivals, and I'm doing a special. You buy lemonade, and you get one free.
Buy lemonade to get a whole bunch of goodness free, huh?
So a whole bunch of deliciousness. We got some fresh pineapple that we put in here. Then we hit it with some good rice.
So what inspired you to make this unique creation?
I wanted something that nobody had at a festival. I wanted something unique enough and small, good enough where you can actually share with your partner or your friend. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. So this could get you 20 bucks at one of my festivals. Today we're doing a special.
So what are the sauces you're putting on?
So this is my signature Chipotle ranch sauce, and this is our whiskey barbecue sauce that we put on here. And once you put it all down, this is like a party, man. Just delicious.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do you describe it? It's like a party, huh?
It's just a party, man.
Looks beautiful. I'm looking forward to it. So here we are in the AMP downtown Indianapolis, and Turon Cummins, this is one of your spots here at the AMP, is that right?
Yes, sir. The Chicago Pit Stop.
What's the Chicago Pit Stop, and the other one is the Bull Grill for burgers.
Yep.
So how long you been here in the AMP?
About 16 months, a little almost a year and a half. Going on a year and a half.
16 months.
Yep.
So we're going to do a little bit of appreciation of the family today because we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and I know you like to cook and get the family together for Thanksgiving. But this year they're going to be coming down to Indianapolis. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're going to start with your father. And what was your father's full name?
Larman Cummins, Senior, the big guy.
And he passed away how long ago?
He actually passed away on Eclipse in April 7th.
Okay. So when your father originally started exposing you to cooking, what were some of the things that you guys would make together?
Definitely loved breakfast. He loved breakfast, and Sundays, he was like, a lot of Sundays was like his days off sometimes, so we did a lot of cooking of pancakes, French toast, waffles, eggs. To this day, breakfast is still my favorite meal to cook.
So what do you think you got his start in cooking?
From my grandmother, my great-grandma. My grandfather was from Mississippi, so they had a farm, so understanding, being on farms in Michigan and in Mississippi, around a lot of people that's been cooking for years, so you just kind of picked it up.
Now, did your mom cook as well? Did they tag team on some things, or?
No, and no. My mom, she never cooked. she did those surprise like HGTV like what's those books? Those are recipe books. And yeah, that's about it. That's kind of how I started cooking. We got tired of my dad. We working 12-hour shifts sometimes. We were hungry, so that's kind of how I started like really cooking.
And what was your dad's career?
He was he worked in the steel mill for 29 and a half years. And then after that, they closed the steel mill. The whole steel industry took a tank, took a couple years off, and then he retired from UPS.
And then your mother?
My mom worked different part-time jobs, doing samples and surveys at different locations. She was a crossing guard, and then she worked at Christ Hospital for I think about 15 years. Yeah.
So how would you describe your father's personality? Just how was he with people and with the kids?
Oh man, Pops had a very bubbly personality, a real extrovert. He talked to a lot of people, and he walk in the room, he make everybody laugh. Even at home, he was a really good guy until my mom started calling him a page and telling him we're being bad. And he's one of those guys like, hey, as long as you're doing what you have to do, you wouldn't even hear nothing from him. But if you did, who's boss.
What was kind of some of his hobbies? Like what kind of things?
Oh, so he had a plumbing business for about 30 years. He did a lot of plumbing for about 30 years. And then he was a singer. He actually had a singing group. He DJ'd, and he did a lot of cool
What was the name of the group?
Touch 4. That was the name of the singing group.
So how would you kind of equate them to popular artists? What kind of style of music did they put out?
Soul, R&B soul. Being from Michigan, Motownish, a lot of old school good stuff that they were doing.
So how would you describe your mom's personality? What are some character traits that you see in her that you see in yourself?
Man, my mom's very giving. She's very particular about her yard. She's very hands-on. She's the type of person that'll start 4 or 5 construction projects in the house at a time and have everyone stressed out, trying to finish them all at the same time, or trying to move stuff from this room to that room just to make room to see where you're going to sleep or do anything. But she has that very hard working mentality, but she's all about respect. She wants to make sure you're respectful to others, you're honest. Her integrity is one thing that I get from her. Hey, you have to be real, you have to be true, and you have to understand if you say you're gonna do something, you got to do it.
And then I had the pleasure of interviewing her as well as your wife at the World Food Championships. Refresh me again. What's your wife's name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So how many years have you guys been together?
We've been together about 15 years. Been married for about 10.
So how'd you originally meet her?
We met at DePaul University at work. We worked together at DePaul University, downtown Chicago.
Do you remember where you physically laid eyes on her for the first moment?
Oh, 100%.
Where was it?
DePaul University. She was taking a tour with one of our marketing managers at the time, and the marketing manager introduced her to me, and I was like, whoa, this lady's hot. And I'm like, how can I help you guys? Like, if you need anything, let me know. And she's like, well, I have to go get my ID later on. I'm like, I'll help you. So I took her down and got her all set up with the ID services and stuff like that. And man, I just kept flirting with her for like weeks, and then we went out, and the rest of it history.
So I guess how long was it before you guys really kind of started dating and then dating seriously?
I say dating serious. I say about a month. She was there for about 2 weeks, and I kept like not really bothering her, but like, hey, come, you want to hang out and stuff like that. And then one night we hung out, and then it was like we had a great time. And then it's one of those things. It was like, hey man, she had good vibes, and we just kind of connected, and we just started hanging out. Then a couple months go by, and it's like, hey, I guess we're together. And then kind of just kept going.
So what aspects of her personality, how are you going to describe it, and what really stands out? If you're going to list like 4 or 5 aspects of what makes her unique.
What makes my wife unique, she's very loving, she's very caring, she's very helpful, hardworking, and she's the type of person that she wants you to do well. She's a great mom. I tell her that all the time. She's like, you always say I'm a great mom. Like, that's a great thing to say, but it's like, that's one of her qualities that I love, not with just our oldest son, with our 2 little ones, understanding that they're small. She gives them a lot of time and attention, and she's a great mom, and she's a good family person. She values family a lot. We separated for about a year. Me coming down here was kind of very adventurous, so we kind of separated, wasn't on the same page, but since my dad passed away, you know, we reconnected and, you know, kind of got back to the basics and back to the real meaning of life, which is family. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You know, if you don't have family, somebody supporting you, what's the point?
So when you were young and your mom was kind of teaching you her things and your dad was teaching you his things and you were kind of starting to go into school, and what were some of the areas that you really started gravitating to as far as studying, and what aspects of their personal makeup did you start to pick up their traits and things that
Well,
they
I've
did?
always had good hard work ethic from my dad and my mom. You know, growing up, you know, I always helped my dad on side jobs and stuff like that. I even made my own business card to start doing started my own little business, shoveling snow and, you know, cleaning up leaves and mowing lawns and stuff like that. So they gave me all different types of work ethic to kind of, you know, be a good person and understand that, hey, once I got older, that, hey, you know, I was going to take care of myself. So my mom always said, don't put all your eggs in one basket, you know, have multiple things to fall back on. And my dad taught me a lot of different trades, you know, plumbing, construction, things of that nature. So it really kind of helped me mold into like having a great work ethic in my life.
So as they were grooming you for adulthood, jobs, doing well in school, and what do you think were some major benchmark moments that they really helped push you towards whatever you were really going for? What are those things that
I
kind
say
of
what
stand out?
it really was is, I say when my son was born, I was 18. And, you know, that was like one of the hardest times in my life because his mom really wasn't at the point in her life to, you know, really kind of take care of him. So I had to take custody of my son at 19 years old. So I had to grow up fast. So, you know, a lot of those things that they taught me, thinking I was going to learn those as I got older, I had to put those in effect really soon, you know, to take care of my son. So they really, you know, my dad taught me what it takes to be a real man and what the man of the household really truly means, and being a potential husband one day, what that potentially means, you know. So, you know, those benchmarks and, you know, understanding that I was a football player and I loved what I did, and, you know, I gave up my football dreams and aspirations to try to give my son a good life. And, you know, that was one of the things that they talked about mostly is sacrifices, you know, all the sacrifice they used to do for us. So I had to understand very early what real sacrifice means and understand that, hey, I'm about to be 20 years old and all my friends are having fun and doing all this other cool stuff, and I'm over here being a dad, you know, but I'm gonna change it for the world. You know, I think it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
So as you were going through life and your dad's out working all the time, what were some like kind of favorite memories you have of he and you kind of going off and doing your own thing when you were
Man,
young?
well, he used to do a lot of DJ jobs, so I used to always go doing a lot of DJ jobs with him. I got to see my dad perform like multiple times. He taught me how to DJ, so, you know, it was a lot of things like that. Going on plumbing jobs, teaching me the trade. You know, I mean, I was 8 years old when I first went on my first job with him, you know, handling the different tools and stuff like that. He taught me how to weld, you know, showing me different processes of plumbing and welding and things of that nature. So, you know, we had a lot of bonding moments, a lot of his working moments because that's, man, my dad was a workaholic. You know, but I knew what it took to be a provider. I knew what it took to be a man of a household. I knew that, hey, a guy just hanging out doing nothing, coming home with not a paycheck to show anything, you know, I knew that wasn't going to fly, you know. So, you know, I kind of picked up a lot of those habits, you know, in my life, you know, working a lot of hours, missing a lot of things with my kids, you know, because I understand like what it kind of takes, you know. So it's one of those things where, you know, you don't want to kind of just always focus on working, but in today's society, hey, you got to have money to survive, you know, and that's why I really work hard. And I tell anybody, I'll work anybody.
Do you remember some of his mentors or people that he would associate with?
No, but my dad was a really good baseball player. He played baseball. He was a really good catcher and shortstop. So, you know, understanding, you know, him having kids early, you know, the sacrifices he had to make, you know, for, you know, the family, not following his dreams, you know. So it's kind of one of those things when I couldn't follow my dreams, I understood what it really truly felt like, you know, and understanding that, you know, when I had my new dream of being a chef, it's like, hey, you know, I didn't want to be that guy with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, I really went after it.
So did he have any words of advice or anything that always kind of ring in your head?
He always had words of advice. My dad was a very spiritual person. He was a Jehovah's Witness, so he was very into the Bible, and he always sent me quotes and scriptures and stuff like that. But one that always stuck out to me was, do unto others as you want them to do to you. And I live and breathe that, because, it's all about respect at that point. You want to treat somebody good, you have to be the person treating people good also. You have to give respect to get respect, So that was one of his things that I could say that honestly, like, live with me and will live with me forever.
And how would you describe their dynamic between your mother and your father?
Sometimes I thought it was like a complete opposite world. Like, how the heck did y'all get married? But, they had their own special bond. This past June, they would have been married 50 years. So it's been kind of hard on my mom, So my dad, he always was a hard worker, man. My mom was the one that had to deal with us a lot of times. She had 4 kids, 3 of them being boys. So we gave her hell, So, but he was that enforcer. And he let us know that, like, hey, if your mom calls me, tell me this, ain't no explaining when I get home, I'm running with it. So she better not call me, So it's like, me and my brother used to always try to come up with stories like, hey, it wasn't us, it was her, try to blame it on my sister. But, ultimately, he let us know that he was the man in the household.
So was there any situations when you were growing up that maybe you were injured or they come to your aid? There was like a situation that happened?
Well, yeah, my mom, she came to one football game of mine in high school. The only football game that she ever came to was the game that I got hurt. So we were playing a team, like it's a really big rival, and I got a sack the play before, so I guess the team was trying to pay me back and did a illegal play. They had a linebacker, not a linebacker, a wide receiver come crack down on me and just blindsided me and took me out. And I woke up, like, I blocked out and I had a concussion. But when I was on the field, when I opened my eyes, my mom was on the field. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? So apparently
was she right over you, basically?
No, like on the field, like get away from my baby. So like apparently she like jumped over the fence and ran through security and nobody stopped her. And like I got crap for a whole year with my football team. Like, oh, what's wrong? You gonna call your mommy? Mommy. And that was the only game she ever came to. Like, you can't come to no more football games. But it was funny because she came to one of my son's Little League baseball games. And the only game she came to, he was sliding into second base and he hurt himself. I had to carry him off the field. And I'm like, no, you stay here. I got this. But it's one of those things, that nurturing parent, like, understand that she didn't want me playing football anyway, but she knew I was good, and she wanted to come see me. I think it was like our junior night or senior night or something like that. And, my mom was always that person. If something ever happened to us, she was Johnny on the spot. She didn't play no games about her boys.
So let's talk about some holidays. We'll get to Thanksgiving here in a second, but let's talk about birthdays and Christmas times. Like, what was kind of the process of events for Christmas that you guys would go through from Christmas Eve?
Well, it was a little different. It was a little different for me and my family because, like I said, my family were Jehovah's Witnesses. My mom and dad were Jehovah's Witnesses. Like the kids, we kind of grew up and around, like say about 10 or 11, we kind of realized we didn't really like the religion stuff, So like we kind of became a little bit rebellious, but they still, studied that religion, So, as a Jehovah's Witness, they don't celebrate holidays, Christmas, birthdays. So growing up, as a kid, it's like, Dad, yeah, it's my birthday, but it's just another day, It's like one of those things. Like, so when I got like, when I was like 11 to 12, I started hanging out with like my cousins, my aunts and stuff, and they used to start celebrating. And I felt appreciated more, It wasn't like that they didn't appreciate me. They always used to tell me like, hey, one day my dad, I think me and my brother were complaining about like Christmas, and it was like February or March or something like that. And he was like, y'all keep talking about these holidays. I'm so sick of hearing about it, man. We came home like that night, and my dad, to this day, I don't know how much money he spent. It was everything you could think of as a kid that you wanted. And he said, man, I can make Christmas or any holiday happen whenever I want to. And that stuck with me. It's like, hey, you don't have to wait till a special occasion to do something. You could do it whenever you want to. And it kind of hit me hard because, like, we had the bikes, we got the Nintendo. Like, I mean, you're talking about a super, super happy day. It was the best day that I can honestly say I remember as a kid.
Was there anything that a lot of kids make stuff for their parents as they're growing up, or they put some effort into one particular present to really kind of wow them a little bit?
Yeah,
Is there
yeah,
anything
yeah.
you remember getting
So I used to in high school. I used to do a lot of pottery, ceramics class and stuff. So I kind of got into that hobby throughout all high school, and I got pretty good at it. So I used to make my mom. She loves flowers, so I used to make her all the different types of vases and stuff like that, and she really loved those. My dad, not so much. You know, I would make like coffee mugs. He loved coffee.
Coffee mug?
Yeah, Pops loved coffee, so I used to always just make him coffee mugs. He didn't like the vases.
So let's go back to the cooking. So, like, say for Thanksgiving, what were the staple things? And would your dad make it all? Would everybody chip in?
No, so like my grandma was like the person who we went to her house. So like I said, a lot of my family, they didn't celebrate the holidays. So it's usually the day after the holiday that we always usually get together. So it's like the day after Thanksgiving, you know, we'll go to grandma's house, and I mean, usually dad will make a dish or something like that, and my aunties and everybody kind of pitch in and bring a dish, but 90% of the cooking was done by my mom. My grandma rather. So my grandma, she would cook a whole bunch of sweet potato pies, and that would be the one thing that when it's time to leave, like, hey, get a pie before you leave.
What else would you make? What were kind of her standard
Man, mac and
things?
cheese, cornbread dressing, stuffing. Definitely got to have a turkey. My dad always brought the ham, dinner rolls. Man, I mean, green beans, collard greens, anything you could think of. Like you were so full. It's like, oh my God, all you don't want to do is just kind of chill and watch TV and relax.
So this Thanksgiving, they're going to be coming down from Chicago.
Yeah, so my mom and my brother might come down, but my wife and my two kids, they're going to come down. We're going to go to one of my best friends' house, Craig. We're going to go to this. Last year, when me and my wife were separated, the kids came down and went to Craig's house. I'm like, hey, you know what? This is going to be my new tradition. So I was like, now that we're back together, like, hey, now you can come join us with the whole Thanksgiving.
So let's talk about the kids. What are their names?
Christian James and Mia Alexis.
And how old are they?
Christian just turned 8, and my daughter is 9. She'll be 10, and what she tell me today, 16 days, Daddy.
So what was it like for you to have them at the World Food Championships?
It meant the world to me, man. Like, you know, in 2019, my oldest son, he actually competed me in the burger category. We were in Dallas, Texas, and we almost took it home. I mean, we came in second place, 0.100 of a point away from first place. So, you know, to have, like, you know, my other two kids actually see me do it and understand that this is what I love to do. Like, they were like so excited. They were so happy. My wife said my son was having anxiety like the last 2 minutes I was competing, because he was like, oh my God, it's so stressful. Like, I don't want to see, because he's like, oh man, that's my buddy, man. Like, when I move, he moves. He's stuck to me like glue.
So I got to see what you made, and it was a tower burger is what I'm calling it. But describe, just so everybody will know forever, what was the layers and what went into that burger?
So I did my own beef blend. It was a Wagyu beef, oxtail, and a ribeye steak. Then we did some provolone cheese on there, some sriracha and grape jelly glazed bacon. I did a Gouda and cheddar cheese crisp. And I did a buttermilk fried onion ring, and we put it on a bacon jam infused bun. This is the first time in 9 years I didn't place top 5 or top 10. And honestly, it was one of the best burgers I actually put out. I actually practiced and I actually put some thought into it compared to previous years. But, you know, hey, you know, it's the world of competition, and hey, you know what? You win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day.
How has that made you refocus for the next time?
It makes me very focused, understanding that, you know, it was very stressful for me being in the hometown of Indianapolis and having everything else going on in my life, you know, working in restaurants, you know, trying to deal with families, trying to split my time. And so in every different direction, compared to when I'm out of town competing in these competitions, I'm like laser focused. You know, it was like my focus wasn't there, you know, so it wasn't, I'm not saying that the distractions made me come in that position. But I know for next year what I have to do to put in place to give myself ample amount of time to, you know, really truly practice my dish, make sure my stuff is dialed in, and make sure I don't have any other distractions during my week of competing.
So your mom came down, and I know that was one, great that she came down, but two, also probably hard because your dad wasn't here.
Yeah, it was super special, man. Like, you know, have my mom there. This is the first year that it was close to Chicago, where, you know, both of them, we already talked about it, that they both were going to come. and understanding my dad wasn't there, but having my mom and my brother there, really, he was there, and I feel that he's with me everywhere I go, so it was real special, and just to see them, let them see me doing what I truly love, it was motivational to them to see, like, hey man, this is crazy. I understand. I understand where your passion comes from. I don't work. I love what I do day in, day out. And it's all about, connecting with the right folks and, being around the right group of people. So you're around like-minded individuals. So, you share the same, qualities of life that you love to do.
So it was awesome having the kids there.
Yeah.
What were some of their comments after watching everybody compete? What was their perspective on
the kids,
watching that
my daughter, she like, I want to help next year. My daughter's like, can I help? Is there like an age limit? I'm like, no. So I'm actually gonna try to get her to some cooking classes next year, and we're thinking about starting a little cooking show with me and the kids to, start doing some cool stuff for the 2025 year. Like understanding that I've been doing this for a while, they're getting a little bit older, they're showing interest. So, we're going to start like a little YouTube channel to start doing like little cooking videos and try to see if we can, pitch to Netflix or something like that, because it's something that's not really being done right now, with kids and parents and people that's in the industry, especially entrepreneurs. It's mostly people that's already like super successful and doing all this other stuff. It's like, hey, this is a way to connect with your kids though.
So, and how old are they again?
9 and 8 and 10 soon.
How are they in the kitchen?
Oh, Mia, she's, when I'm at home.
Give me some things they love making.
Oh, Mia, she loves making the bacon. She just doesn't like when it starts popping. CJ, he loves mixing the eggs, but like he hates it when I make him go and get all the shells that he throws in there. I'm like, hey, I'm not eating shells. But Mia, she loves pancakes and French toast, so she likes mixing the batter. And CJ, he likes like when I make like the steak, so and the chicken, because he gets to put his hands all in and gets to put all the marinade and stuff on it. But like I tell him, I'm like, man, you have so much hair. Like I have hair nets in my own house. Like, cause it's like, dude, I hate eating food and getting hair in it. Like, and I'm bald, so it's like, it's not mine. And they just crack up. They love helping out, and they get mad like when I'm like hungry and I want to get it done, and I'm like, no, I got it. Well, I can do this. They try to come up with ways to help me. So. That's when I knew that they really, valued and appreciated what I do.
So what's some moments that your mom and your dad were able to watch you, and them being present, watch you do some phenomenal moments in cooking? It could be a competition, could be a situation.
Yeah, they actually came out to
some of the ones you remember?
My mom and dad, they actually came. We had a burger competition, Bull, which is one of my sponsors. They put on in Chicago. And they came out to the location and they saw the whole cooking competition. And my dad, he came up to me and was like, son, everybody has a barbecue grill. Where's yours at? I'm like, well, I don't have one. They didn't tell me I needed to bring one. I had a camp chef and a lodge grate, and I cooked the second best burger in the competition. And they were like super happy. They were ecstatic. I mean, everybody thought I should have won. That was the same year. I went down to the World Food Championships and came in second place. So I had 2 second places in the same year. That one, I think I did the Dream Burger with the smoked turkey collard green coleslaw on top. And I did this, it was like a pecan bacon brittle that I had crunched and made, and I put on top of the burger. It was like a sweet, salty, savory type of thing I made. And it was just crazy. And then I had a pina colada flavored bun. It was red. And I created my own. I had a bakery that I was working with, Milano Bakery, and I created my own bun because I wanted to wow everyone. And honestly, since I did that competition, I can't tell you how many flavored colored buns has been in the World Food Championship after me, but not placed.
So your wife, when you guys are in the kitchen together,
she's never in the kitchen.
Describe what's happening. She just let you do it?
She let me do my thing.
Is there anything, certain things that she does like to make?
My wife makes some of the best salsa ever.
Salsas?
Salsa. So she loves chips and salsa. So like she's Mexican and she loves salsa. She loves eating chips and salsa. That's like her snack. Like people eat nuts. She'll go in the kitchen and hook her some salsa up, and we'll be looking like, man, we're hungry. And then she like, oh, I'm fine, because she ate a whole big bag of chips and salsa, But she makes some great salsa. But honestly, you know, us being together for so many years, I've taught her a lot of cooking methods and ways and different things to make. Since we've been separated, the kids have been like loving her food. Like, man, mom makes some good tacos, and she makes some Asian food now. She'll fry some chicken once in a while. You know, this stuff that she would never do, ever. But, you know, like, hey, sometimes, you know, like, it's like, hey, you know, I've been with a chef all these years. I should have picked up a thing or two. But her mom, she's the bomb digging when it come down to Mexican food. Like, she is the bomb.
Her mom.
Yeah, her mom, Nana. She got some of the
What's
best.
her mom's name?
Yeah, Nana. Yeah.
Nana.
Yep.
What's some signature things she'll make?
Man, she got a pozole. Like, she has, man, like, I can't, man, everything she's ever made was great. Only thing I never liked was the menudo, because I'm not into the pig intestines. But other than that, like, everything she's made has been delicious over the years. She taught me how to make the Mexican rice that I use in my pineapple bowls, and I kind of, over the years, kind of made it my own with my own ingredients and my own seasonings and stuff. But I mean, she knows what she's doing when it comes down to the kitchen, man. Like, it's nothing she's made that wasn't good. And I had to give my wife stuff all the time. Like, hey, what were you doing when she was in the kitchen making all this greatness? Like, were you outside playing with your Barbie dolls? Like, what were you doing?
So what are some moments that your wife was really, through this whole progression of cooking, and you got a lot of crazy hours, let alone the fact that you're here and they're there.
Yeah.
But over like let's say 5-10 years ago, what are some major moments that she really surprised you, supporting you, coming to see you, or certain things she did to help you? What are some of those?
Yeah, she came to us when we met, you know, we were still working. So, you know, I started really splitting my time from like my days off and, you know, my half days at work, you know, doing different catering events and things of that nature, and also doing cooking competitions. So, you know, she would come out to the competitions because most of them were downtown Chicago. You know, she'd get off work and just, you know, we'd just go over the competitions together. And, you know, she loved it. You know, she like, hey, man, she loves that I love it, you know, and, you know, she supports that I love it, you know. Sometimes, you know, in the beginning, you know, it was one of those things like, hey, man, you're never here. It's always something. Because like I was explaining to her, you know, it's opportunities. You know, it's like when you're a small business and you're growing, you know, you're going to do events and not make a lot of money. You're going to do events for free. You know, sometimes you have to show up just to be in the right room with the right people, to shake the right hands and make the right connects, you know. So, you know, as a business owner, you know, those are some of the things I had to explain to her as we were growing and, you know, being together. Like, hey, this is not like, hey, I opened up a franchise and there's a book and everything I need to do is write in this book. I'm shooting from the hip. I'm figuring it out as I go, you know. So she respected that, you know, understanding that, you know, I've been doing it so long and she's seen the process from me from all these years. Like, hey, good events, bad events, super successful events, and she's just been like super supportive.
That's beautiful. All right, so this is a fun one. Start with your mom. If you could take your mom anywhere on the planet and do any experience possible, what would you want to expose her to, and where would you take her?
I would take my mom to the Caribbean and teach and do some live fire cooking classes. You know, my mom loves seeing me cook, but she also loves plants. She loves flowers, and in the Caribbean, they have so many exotic flowers and so many botanical gardens that I would just love for her to go to and do a live cooking class and actually have a dinner in one of the like most prestigious, most beautifulest hotels or outdoors on the lake, on the beach or whatever. You know, she would like go crazy over that. Like, I can't tell you how many places we've been with my mom and there'll be flowers and she'll be like, "Oh, what type of flower is this?" You know, she's like HGTV to the whole different level. I told her she needed her own cooking show. Like, as a kid, when we were growing up, you know, we had this big lot next to our house, but if we didn't do our chores, like, you know, raking the leaves or picking the weeds or whatever the hell she had going on at that time, we couldn't go play with our friends. So my brother was real lazy when he was young. My younger brother was real lazy, so I used to have to do my work and his work so we both could go play, you know. But she honored that and she respected that. Like, I was that person that she could always depend on. Like, if something needed to get done or she needed me to do something, she knew I would be there.
So same for your wife. Where would you take her on the planet, and what experience would you like to do with her?
With my wife, I would like to take her.
No kids.
No kids. I would like to
just
take her. I would like her to go to Italy or France. You know, she she and I both want to go to Italy and France, but like working like crazy, we never had a chance. But I know she always wanted to go there. And
But what specifically experience there would you do?
Man, my wife is so simple. My wife is an introvert. She's really like, she doesn't like a whole lot of people, so that's why I say Paris or France, because I know we can get some real time and quality time together, and we can have some real romantic nights, really beautiful romantic dinners, and just wow her over with just romance. My wife is that person that I'm always been pulled all these different ways, and she always says, I don't get enough of you, so if she can have like a week or 10 days with me by herself, no kids, she probably will attack me every day.
All right, so let's talk about same question with each child separately.
Okay. I would take CJ. Me and CJ have a thing, like as he gets older, I told him I want to hit all the Big Ten college football games. He loves sports right now. So I told him, going to different college football games is going to be like our bucket list of things to do. So he can get a chance to see that type of lifestyle before he gets to college and be excited about it. Like, man, I want to go to college. Like, even if I'm not playing sports, I come to these games on the weekend and be in a fraternity or do all this crazy stuff. So I know he would love that. I would take my daughter. What would I take Mia? Mia is very active. If she can go to like the world's largest jump zone or sky zone, she would be like, sign me up. And the reason why is because she loves dancing, so I would love to take her to like one of the cheerleading competitions that they do in like Orlando, Florida, or the dance competitions, or go see, what's that? You Think You Can Dance, or those dance shows that's on TV. She loves those shows. If I could take her to one of those like shows, or put her on one of those shows just to see her just like shine, that would be great.
All right, so what about Turon Jr.?
Turon Jr., I would take him on an excursion, like an outdoor, like full excursion, ATVs, just a real father-son moment, hitting some of the craziest, one thing I would like to do is in Dubai to have this big like off-road track that I know that he would love. We get the big ATVs and go out and hit the sand dunes in the desert, and just he's older now, so we can have some drinks and kind of relax and just have some fun, kick back and relax, man. We don't talk as much as we used to right now, but I know he loves like being outdoors. He loves being active, and I think that'd be great.
All right, so what would you like to say to your mom directly, wife, and each kid?
Okay.
The kids in general, but start with your mom.
First off, I want to say thank you, Mom, for raising a good kid and giving me good dreams and aspirations to be a good dad, good husband, and give me the mannerism to show people that I care and want to be a better person. So I love you and thank you for everything you've done for me, and I can't wait to the day that you see me achieve all my dreams and aspirations.
And for your wife?
Elizabeth, I want to say thank you for holding it down. I know things have been right between us and we've been working on things, but I just want to say thank you for raising me and CJ and doing what you've done the last year and a half to make sure that the home is still home and that they understand Dad is out doing the best he can to make sure he provides a great life for us. I love you forever.
Now, motivation for the kids.
Me and CJ, man, I love you with all my heart. You've been my bright and shining armor ever since that you came out, Mia. You changed my life in so many ways that I can't even explain. I can't wait to see you grow into a wonderful, beautiful woman that I know you will be.
We'll have some happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.